driver of car number 67 for Keith Kunz-Kerbeck JD Motorsports is one of the most coveted roles in all of dirt track racing. When Ryan Timms was called upon to play the lead role as the fabled car's new pilot for the 2023 season, he was aware of the history, the gravitas the position holds, and was fully cognizant of the shoes he had to fill following his predecessor Buddy Kofoid's consecutive USAC NOS energy drink Midget National Championships in 2021 and 2022. Throughout the season opener at the Belleville Short Track in Kansas, the Oklahoma City native demonstrated that he was prepared to sprint with the baton that had been bestowed upon him.
The NOS energy drink starting can side by side up front. Flying Ryan Timms, Jade Avedissian. We're back underway. Timms down on the inside. Avedissian looking for the cushions. Got a good rip around the rim. Hot on the heels. Here we go. 3 wide for the race lead. Avedissian out onto the point. Slide job up across the racetrack. Timms trying to come back to the inside. Jade leads him across for lap number 1. Here comes Timms out across. Jade's going to let him sweep on through. Now looks to the inside. Flying Ryan able to hold her at bay for now. She'll carry some speed down into turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. Still pestering as we bring it across for lap number 2. There's not a lot of traction to be found in that middle part of it. As Timms now drops the nose again, he's going to have company. Here comes Andriotti in the 25 cars. Quickly back up to the number 2 spot. Slide job or drive job for your race lead. Timms turns him back to the inside. Flying Ryan tosses her down into turn number 3. Andriotti working hard down to the insides. Got him. He'll pick up the number 1 spot that time around. Now, here comes Timms. Right back at Andriotti. Throws a little slider of his own in the 67 car. Jake keeping him company down into turn number 3. And Timms trying to escape out of turn number 4 down to front chute. Soon to be a handful of laps remaining. It'll be 5 to go. Timms out over the cushion. He's got trouble. Back onto the racetrack he goes. There's your 5 to go that time across the strike. 25 of Jake Andriotti wasn't close enough to capitalize, but Flying Ryan Timms almost got high-centered on the curb down at turn number 3 and 4. Calms himself down and gets back after it again. And hustles on across, but Jake Andriotti saw that. Just couldn't get close enough to do anything about it. As a white flag comes out up front. Flying Ryan Timms hustles out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. And the first night here at the Belleville High Banks, first stop in a long time, is going to go to Flying Ryan Timms as he picks up the win. Keith Kunz-Kerbeck at JBL Toyota TRD. Up and out of the car he comes. Let him hear you, race fans. Make some noise for Flying Ryan Timms.
For Zach Dom, Saturday night in Belleville, Kansas was a homecoming. In the summer of 2014, the Pocahontas, Illinois native captured a USAC National Midget feature victory on the Belleville High Banks half-mile dirt oval during a Belleville Nationals prelim night. Exactly 8 years, 9 months, and 20 days later, Dom was back in victory lane for the first time since that very night with the USAC National Midgets, and it just so happened to take place in the same locale, albeit at a slightly smaller version of it.
Here we go. Green flag comes out on this. We'll throw a shade of green on the green car up front. As Wiedemann takes him back down in the corner. Slipped a little wide right there. Oh, McDermott makes contact and around goes Wiedemann. Into the infield goes your race leader, and the caution comes out. McDermott immediately goes to the high side of the racetrack for the number 40 car and is going to put himself, I believe, to the tail of the field for that. Now he's pulling to the infield. He's got tire down on the number 40 car as well. And these final 4 laps as we're back underway. Dom slows down into the corner. Jade kicks it sideways. Meserol back behind the 7X car. Gives her a little shot in the shorts down the back straightaway and hustles her into the corner. Jade losing her grip on Zach Dom. Dom just too dominant up front. They don't come to dominate her for nothing. So he races into turn number 1 and 2 and down the back chute. Not close enough to get a hold of him. They need a misstep out of the wily veteran. So he'll race out turn number 4. Came away with a podium finish last night. Heads into turn number 1. The white flag fluttering about. This is the final trip around for the 7P car. And Zach Dom is looking to pick up a win here on night number 2 with the hustle at the High Banks. Out of turn number 4. Checkered flag comes out, and that's a done deal. Dom's going to take her around the big track. Picked up a win on the big track. He picks up a win on the little one. Doesn't have quite the gear in it. Up and out of the car he comes, race fans. How about it? Make some noise for Zach Dom.
History was made in 2 different ways by Clovis, California's Jade Avedissian, who equaled the best feature finish ever recorded by a woman in USAC National Midget competition, a performance which ascended her to the top of the point standings and becoming the first woman to ever achieve the feat. Graduation is a time for a new beginning, a time for rebirth, a time to celebrate the all-around growth attained through the process of receiving an education. In a way, Jacob Denny's impending high school graduation paralleled the transition from his freshman year of midget racing in 2022 to his sophomore season in 2023. It sparked a period of learning, interspersed with milestone achievements along the road that have led him from being an upstart rookie a year ago to a potential championship contender by way of a captivating performance at Missouri's Sweet Springs Motorsports Complex.
Oh, wheels up already for Mitchell Moles down in turn number 1 and 2, 3 wide, back in the field. Not a big surprise out turn number 2, still 3 wide down the back straightaway. Dason Pursley trying to fight his way out of that little pack. Up front, it's going to be Jacob Denny across for lap number 1. Pick up a spot. Reimer goes to work on the number 40 car, picks off McDermott, goes to 4th on the field. McDermott trying to come back at her down on the inside. He'll throw a slider out across the racetrack. Reimer turns it back down low. Wiedemann's right there as well, to number 81. Meanwhile, up front, Denny across, 2 laps to go. This time by for the 25. Heads down the back straightaway. Pursley's got nothing for him. 7X car, unfortunately, can't get a grip on the top 2 as well. As the white flag comes out, and it's a final trip around for Jacob Denny. Hammers the King chassis down into turn number 1 and 2. The in-pink Toyota singing a merry tune. He's going to lead wire to wire on this one. In the John Hink Championship, Jacob Denny picks up the win. There he is, race fans. Make some noise for him. Jacob Denny picking up the win.
Denny's victory in the John Hink Championship elevated him to the top of the series points race, making him the first Ohio driver since Mike Stryker in 1991 to lead the USAC National Midget standing. To win at Hopstad, Indiana's Tri-State Speedway, one must execute nearly perfectly. Every lap, every turn, every movement of the steering wheel, every little bit makes the difference. Add into the mix a 2-time and defending USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget Champion on your rear bumper for the final restart, and you have a true brew of one of the most challenging feats to overcome. Turns out, Jacob Denny was game for all of it during the USAC Indiana Midget Week opener.
Kofoid catches some company. Here comes the 25 and Jacob Denny to play now, along with the 57 of Logan Seavey back behind. Slide job for your race lead. Tips looking for the point. Look out. Grant back around the outside. There comes Kofoid. Still that 3-car battle. Now a 4-car battle up front as the 25 enters the fray. Jacob Denny throttled up and into P3 spot down into turn number 3. Not so quick, my friend. Tibbs slings one back across the racing surface, parks it out on the outside, and now he's under attack down the corner by Kofoid. So he'll slip on through. Buddy into P3. Tim shuffle back into 4th on the field. Still the 57, the Abacus Racing ride. Working back in P5. Back behind, a little company for him. Justin Grant leading the charge by about 2 car lengths down into turn number 3 with Denny pestering hard. Out of turn number 4. Watch the run out of the 25. Well, I thought that was going to be it. I was going to say, here it comes. It does not. He'll fall on the tire tracks and stock him around here for one more lap. Now Denny looks down low. Here comes the run out across. A little slider or more of a drive job as Grant goes back to the inside for the number 2 car. Right back after the 25, Denny slips around the outside, got P1 solidly within his grasp out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. So lead him into lap traffic. Lies just ahead for your race leader. Green flag set to fly coming out of the corner. Past the NOS Energy Drink starting can they go. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Down on the inside. There's a slide job for the race lead. Denny says, nay, not today. And right back to the inside for the 25. And back into P1. Kofoid shuffled back a spot. Took a shot at him. Now tries to hang close coming down the corner. Meanwhile, back behind, there's another slide for your race leader. Watching Kyle come and see if he can get her wicked up to speed. Denny able to retaliate on those sliders coming out of Buddy Kofoid. Hopefully he's not going to be close enough to throw one on him this time. We'll have to follow down into turn number 1 and 2, as do the remaining top 5 cars. Fence post formation out front, sliders galore back behind. Hot to trot, no doubt about it. Denny picking up the win at Sweet Springs, our last race with the NOS Energy Drink National Midget Series. Now kicks off Indiana Midget Week with a big win down here at Tri-State Speedway out of turn number 4, checkered flag at Jacob Denny. Jerome coming down. Congratulations. Up and out of the car he comes, race fans. How about it? Let him hear you. Jacob Denny picks up the win here at Tri-States.
On occasion, one's misfortune is another's good fortune. That was certainly the case during the second round of USAC Indiana Midget Week at Circle City Raceway, in which 3 different drivers led the last full lap they completed in the feature. 2 of those particular drivers fell by the wayside, while Buddy Kofoid was the recipient of all the glory after leading only the final 3 laps to earn his first USAC victory of the season.
Wiedemann down on the inside of Denny. Meanwhile, here's a running race lead down to the corner. Oh, he's got him. Logan Seavey got a bobble out of the 67K and Buddy Kofoid. Seavey gets onto the point. Kofoid comes back at him. Slide job. Seavey waited on it, drops the nose, drives right back into the number 1 spot. Like a chess match between the top 2. It's Logan Seavey playing him like a fiddle on that last one around there. Now drives her down into turn number 3. Kofoid's got to run a gun, see if he can run down Seavey in the 57 car. He's out over the banking, now drops the nose on it. Here he comes. That big dominant maneuver down turn number 3 and 4. Back behind the battles for third. Ken McIntosh is under full-scale attack. Flying Ryan Timms able to get through into 97, pick up that final podium spot. McIntosh right back at him down the corner. He's got more company coming down the inside out of Wiedemann. 3 wide coming out, turn number 4 and onto the front chute. Hang on to it. Jacob Denny's in the mix. Justin Grant down the inside. Crisscross applesauce. That's a little bit of contact. Timms sent out towards the wall. Denny down low. Fights his way up through the horde. Out onto the front straightaway he comes. The 25 moving into the number 4 spot. Wiedemann picked all their pockets in the 81. Was able to slide himself into the number 3 position that last time around. Is up front. Seavey still your race leader. Kofoid not close. Is off the pace. Goes your race leader. Down into the infield for Logan Seavey in a 57 car. Bows out. Buddy Kofoid inherits the race lead, and he is all by his lonesome. Oh, what a tough break. Got all caught up in the action down the corner. You can see what I was watching. We're 3 wide, crossing over, blazing through the eye of the needles. The white flag comes out for Kofoid. One more trip around for Buddy. Out over the cushion down the corner. Hustles down the back straightaway for the final time for the 67K. And Buddy Kofoid's going to win night number 2 Indiana Midget Week here at Circle City Raceway. Up and out he comes, race fans. Let him hear you. Buddy Kofoid picking up the win.
Leading with just a few laps to go during the USAC Indiana Midget Week round at Gas City I-69 Speedway, Logan Seavey had to have felt a bit of deja vu. After all, he had been in this situation before. As a matter of fact, he had been in the same exact position one race earlier at Circle City, leading the race when an ignition switch failed on him just 3 laps from the finish line. At Gas City, Seavey wasn't about to be bitten by the heartbreak bug once more, instead taking matters into his own hands, even despite a destroyed left rear shock that was weighing on his conscience.
And running. Down in turn number 1 and 2 we go, side by side, 3 wide back in the field. A little congestion down on the inside as they got them kind of stacked up, able to weasel their way along, however. Up front, your race leader going to be the 19. Hope you picked him in your green APU, green flag challenge. That's Emerson Axum out in P1. Slide job up across the racetrack. Denny's got to crank on the binders. Here comes Logan Seavey to the outside. 57 was the man to beat the other night until detrimental things happened for the 57th ignition switch. Now working at number 3 spot. Top 3 able to separate out from Justin Grant, the number 2 car running 4th on the field. It's deep down in the corner for Axum. Axum super tuned as well. The 19A. Here comes Denny down to the inside. Across for lap number next. Axum still hanging on by 48 down. There's a slide job. 3 wide out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Hustling for all he's worth. Goes to 57. Here comes Denny on the attack. Down to the inside. Crossover. Still 3 wide out. Turn number 4. 57 to Seavey out onto the point. Denny right on his heels. Out of turn number 2, down on the inside. Emerson Axum slides up high. He's got P1 into turn number 3. Lets it sweep out through. He'll lead lap number next as they bring it across. 57 not done just yet. Dodges to the middle. Denny drops a nose on it. Down off the banking. Grant right there in the number 2 car. Still trails P4 on the field. Back behind, hustle along comes Buddy Kofoid. Kofoid trying to reel in the front runners in the 67K car. Kevin Thomas Jr. to 23. Slide jump up front for your race lead. Seavey back out onto the point. Axum back down to the inside. He'll return the favor down into the corner. Denny back behind. Jackson sideways at turn number 3 and almost stacks him up down low. As now Grant gets P3 away from him. Deep down into turn number 1 and 2. Seavey throwing a slider for your race lead up front. Axum right back behind. He'll run her deep into turn number 3 and look for the cushion down to turn number 4 with Seavey digging off the bottom. Axum out P1. Seavey able to squeak back through. Does not throw a slider. He hangs out down low. Kind of scoots it onto the back straightaway. Working at number 1 spot with Axum. Still in close company down on the inside the 19 car. Top 2 have broken away from a 3-wide battle for 3rd. 2nd and 3rd gaining on Seavey as a caution flag comes out. Eases him into turn number 3, rolls into the throttle. We're going to ride all the way around the top shelf. It's up down, Buddy bobbled. He at 40, McDermott looks down to the inside into the corner. Big diamond maneuver for the number 2 back behind Justin Grants. Trying to make something happen. We're 3 wide down into turn number 3, and that's going to be a 67 working to build the racetrack. He's up front, challenge for your race lead. Down on the inside, Emerson Axum's got a good drive. 57, wick back up again for Seavey. Axum's going to keep him close company. That bottom line at turn number 3 and 4 is stout. Look at this. You got a new race leader out of the corner. Emerson Axum goes to the point. 2 laps to go. White flag coming out the next time by. Seavey has got to go as he hoists up the front end and dangles the donuts through turn number 2 and down into turn number 3 and 4 on the inside. Axum slips up off the bottom. Seavey back out to the point. Final voyage of velocity. Logan Seavey, Emerson Axum. Axum up off the bottom. Seavey jumps the cushion. Here comes the 19A down into turn number 3 and 4. Onto the front straightaway. Logan Seavey picks up the win on night number 3. Victory lane, there it is. Donuts for everyone. Let him hear you, race fans. Ready, up and out of the car he comes, race fans. How about it for Logan Seavey?
Buddy Kofoid was keen on winning a USAC Indiana Midget Week feature in which he felt he earned. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. At Putnamville's Lincoln Park Speedway, the Pengrove, California native made that priority number 1 during round 4 of the series at the world's fastest 5/16 mile dirt oval.
Watch him down in the corner. Big diamond down off the banking. Grab that gravity and rockets. Looks to the outside. Seavey with a misstep. Occupying the real estate that Kofoid wants. He'll throw a short slider coming out turn number 4 and move into P3 on the field. Now Kofoid has got room to roam. Watch him down into turn number 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. Kofoid looking wide. Keith Coons Motorsports hot rod working out wide. 3 wide for your race lead, maybe. Maybe not. He's got P2. Into turn number 1. There's the nose drop. Down the back shoot. New race leader out turn number 2. Emerson Axum shuffle back into second on the field. Kofoid onto the front straightaway. Can he hang on to it? A little bobble. Barely. Axum right there with him. Seavey working on that P3 position back behind. Now looks to the outside of Justin Grant. Grant lets it go out wide. Wiedemann trying to get down to the inside. 3-car battle for third on the field. Up front, still Kofoid. Axum 1 and 2. Seavey looking for P3. Meserol still coming up through. Justin Grant got company out of the number 57 cars. We hustle him through the corner and onto the front straightaway. Now a handful of laps remain. Nason Persley to the outside. Doubled up side by side. Wheel to wheel back through the field. Down into the corner. It's kind of keeping an eye on Meserol. So he's trying to get her whistling one more time. Tried a diamond the last time. He'll try it again this time down into the corner. He's trying to drive to the outside of the number 2 car. Great battle for third. And your final podium positions. He's running for the championship here this week. You got to remember, as the white flag comes out, this is Kofoid's last appearance with us here in Indiana Midget Week. Slides her into turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway here on night number 4 at Lincoln Park Speedway. And Buddy Kofoid's going to come away with yet another win here at Lincoln Park. Picked up a win the other night. He wasn't happy with the way that went out. This one he worked for. How about it, race fans? Make some noise for Buddy Kofoid.
If you didn't know who Gavin Miller was before USAC Indiana Midget Week, well, guess what? Now you know. The leading USAC National Midget Rookie of the Year contender, 6-time USAC National Quarter Midget Champion, and Micro Sprint standout from Allentown, Pennsylvania, earned his way onto the big stage at Bloomington Speedway.
Down in Tulsa. She's back on her way with company down the inside. Gavin Miller refired very well in the 97 car. Wants to throw a slider. Jade, she thought better of it. Checked up, took her off the top side of the racetrack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. Able to get around the 71 car. She'll find herself back in the P8 spot. Up front, it's going to be Gavin Miller showing away in the 97. So we got a slow one. Caution coming out. Taylor Reimer off the pace. Stops on the front straightaway. They shall come. Right at the apex. Punches the throttle. He's off and running. Kevin Thomas Jr. staying down on the inside. Middle of the racetrack for the 97 car. Meanwhile, back behind. Got a ripper down into the corner. Big old haymaker sliding out across for the 67. Ryan Timms took a shot at Justin Grant. Couldn't make it stick, however. Falls back into P4. Logan Seavey looking around the outside. 0 out of the corner. And Logan Seavey, got to remember, looking for the Indiana Midget Week Championship. Buddy Kofoid bowing out. Seavey sitting second in the points. He's got a real shot at it here, especially with this podium finish he's looking at. Bring it around now to the white flag. One more trip for the Hangtown, Pennsylvania runner up front. Will be his first win with the United States Auto Club if he can hang on. And Seavey might have something to say about it. He has given it everything he's got from back in the P3 spot. Miller down low. Grant slide job to the outside. Seavey's there, and it's going to be Gavin Miller picking up the win. He's already up and out there. That's how quick he is, race fans. How about it? His first win with the United States Auto Club, Gavin Miller.
In the midst of Midget Week, a new name in Logan Seavey emerged at the top of the season-long USAC National Midget standings, and he had no plans of leaving that spot anytime soon. In some respects, it had been a roller coaster of a season thus far for Ryan Timms during the early part of the USAC National Midget calendar. In fact, it's been just about as much of a roller coaster as was a single lap around Lawrenceburg Speedway's lightning-fast 3/8 mile dirt oval during the USAC Indiana Midget Week finale.
A little quicker than anticipated coming down into the corner right there. Slide job for race lead driver from back and forth looking for the top spot. 3 wide down into turn number 3. Andriotti got the advantage down into the corner. Can he hang on to it onto the front straightaway? It is hot and heavy action all the way back through the field. 67 tries to slide on through there. Flying Ryan Timms looking for the number 1 spot. Races across Andriotti. Andriotti drops the nose down to the inside. He'll come right back after the top spot. Timms lets him swing on through. Drops the nose. He powers down low. Who's it going to be across the straight? Ryan Timms by a couple thousandths of a second. Andriotti around the outside. Picks him back off. Goes back into the P1 spot. Watching on from third back beyond Logan Seavey. Taylor Reimer under attack. Will sweep across the racing surface. Still drag race up front. Timms has got to give it up to Andriotti. Jake leads him around there for that lap as well. Everybody right on his tail. Take out a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Speed being found back behind. Denny on the attack. He'll throw a slider back behind. Meanwhile, up front, challenge for the race lead. Give the advantage to Timms that time across. 23 thousandths. There's a slider coming out of Andriotti. Timms right back down low. Looks back into the P1 spot. Watching on from third. Still Logan Seavey. Top 3 trying to separate from Kevin Thomas Jr. as he slides into 4th on the field. There's your run at the number 2 spot. Down on the inside is Logan Seavey. He'll slide her up across. And again, the 25, Andriotti. Able to get back around. Seavey to 57. Seavey trying to come back at him. He's going to have to work it hard down into turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. That was a good move and a good line for the number 57 car. Seavey's coming. Seavey's a-coming. Works it. Right up into turn number 1 and 2. Got a run on him out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Timms with a misstep. Watch Seavey down the inside. Slide job, haymaker down into turn number 4. Flying Ryan able to get back into the P1 spot, but Seavey's not done yet. He'll go after him again down turn number 1 and 2. Looky-loo down low. Timms drag race out turn number 2. Again to 67 back out onto the point. Hustle down into the corner. Laps going by quickly as we are halfway through. This time by 15 laps remain. 15 laps scored into books. It's down into turn number 1 and 2. Your top 2 again. Can't hardly turn your attention away from it. As Flying Ryan Timms rides the ragged edge out of turn number 2 and Seavey with another run down to the inside. 57. Honks one out across the surface to the wall for the number 57. Timms slides back into the number 1 spot. Heavy lap traffic lies ahead. Flying Ryan Timms is about to loom large in the rear views as they head down into turn number 3. What's he gonna do? Seavey stalks him and a caution flag comes out. Son of a gun. And up front, the white flag comes out for Flying Ryan Timms. Timms rockets into turn number 1 and 2. Catches the cushion onto the back straightaway for the number 67 car. As he hustles it hard down into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. And Lawrenceburg Speedway Indiana Midget Week feature event goes to Flying Ryan Timms. He is ready and raring to go. Look out, premature firing there is up and out he comes. How about that for Flying Ryan Timms?
Shortly after overtaking the top ranking in the overall USAC National Midget points, Logan Seavey rose to the top to become a USAC Indiana Midget Week champion once more, after grabbing the title for the first time back in 2019, and he was only just getting started. In 83 previous USAC National Midget events in Kansas dating back to 1957, never had a Kansas native won a series feature in his home state, and neither had Bryant Wiedemann in any state. The native Kansan changed that statistical fact during a green-white checker restart during the 12th running of the Chad McDaniel Memorial at Mitchell County Fairgrounds in Beloit.
Looking for career win number 3 as they work off a ton number 4. We get back after it. Jesse Love tries the bottom of the restart. Nothing happening. Again, under fire for that 3rd spot from Wiedemann. Now Grant's going to go to the top side and see if he can pick a couple of them off as they come around to the front straightaway. Not able to get there. Here comes the 81. Thought he was going to tag the infield tire. He's got the run he needs. He's got third for a moment. Seavey, though, going to drive right back by. Rolls the bottom off of 3 and 4. Carr with a little bit of a bobble. 1.5 seconds trailing now. Jesse Love, Logan Seavey for that third spot. They'll trade up lines in turns 1 and 2. Love back around. Seavey back to fourth. Now here comes Grant once again on the inside at 2. 3 wide to the front straightaway for a moment. Oh, Grant's going to back it in, and he will park it over at turn number 1. Justin Grant. Love. Seavey, Denny, now your top 5. Here comes Wiedemann looking for the lead. Does he have it to the back straightaway? He pulled up alongside for a moment. Axon's got to get the elbows up here as they come around. The 19's going to hold it. Brian Wiedemann there to the inside of 1 and 2. To the back straightaway. Had it by a half a car. They reach the midpoint of the backstretch. Axon going to roll right back by. 19 high, 81 low. It continues to be Emerson Axon leading the way now. Goes to the bottom. He'll throw the block on the 81. Changes his line up, but will this actually play the advantage of Wiedemann? He's going to go to the bottom of 3 and 4. This time coming around. Twin flags in the air. We got 2 to go. White flag coming this time. Brian Wiedemann, if he wants it, he'll have to come and get it. They're going to come around to 1 to go. Emerson Axon by .486. Wiedemann misses the bottom of 1 and 2. Axon with a run to the back straightaway, but the caution lights are going to come on. Pair of cars over in turns 3 and 4. Avedisian is one of them, the 71. She sits on the racetrack. We'll find out as we go back to green. Axon on the defense, rolls the bottom. Wiedemann to his inside. He just thought he ran the bottom. Wiedemann's going to go by. Here comes Logan Seavey now. Logan Seavey down to the bottom. Wiedemann up the racetrack. Axon off of the cushion to the white flag and 1 to go. The Nutrient Ag Solutions number 81 down to the bottom side of the speedway. Has room to the backstretch. He will roll through turn 3. Up at turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air, and he will go to victory lane. Brian Wiedemann wins. And ladies and gentlemen, let him hear it. He's out of Colby, Kansas. Brian Wiedemann.
Logan Seavey has long held an affinity for Jefferson County Speedway, pinning the place among his favorite stops in the USAC National Midget Tour. After all, he's been the fastest qualifier at the Fairbury, Nebraska Dirt Oval on 4 different occasions with the series, and even possesses the 1-lap track record. However, a feature victory remained absent in the Sutter, California native's portfolio over his past 7 previous starts. But this year's Midwest Midget Championship opener was different, as Seavey found even more of a reason to hold Jefferson County Speedway in high regard.
On the break, it's Ryan Timms into turn number 1. Timez comes back to the inside, but it's the 67 leading the way down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Logan Seavey with a good start. All the way up into the 3rd spot by Ryan Timms will lead lap number 1. 3 and 4 wide throughout the field. Now here comes Seavey with the run on the inside of Meserol. Seavey's got the 2nd spot, chasing win number 2 on the season for the 57. Another lap in the books, and contact in turns 3 and 4. Pursley, Wiedemann, and Zach Dahm all involved. Yellow flag is out with 7 laps in the books. Here's a replay. Contact between Pursley and Axum, and everybody else just stacks in. Tim's back on it, brings us to green. Seavey will follow him to the top in 1 and 2. In fact, the top 3 all go to the high side in 1 and 2. Meserol try to get back past Avedisian. Tim's a little tight in 3 and 4. That's going to open the door for Seavey. Can't get there. Seavey again going to follow him to the top. Meanwhile, Meserol once again to the inside of the 71 of Jade Avedisian. Wheel to wheel down the back straightaway into 3. Meserol pulls ahead. And he's got the 3rd spot at the line, and he may not be done there. He's coming after Logan Seavey. Wheels up for the 7X in turn number 2. Seavey has changed up his game plan. He has gone to the bottom in 3 and 4, continuing to follow the 67 around the high side 1 and 2. Top 5 throw him under a blanket as they race up the back straightaway. Seavey again to the inside in 3 and 4. Timms with just too much momentum on the high side, but Seavey is about as close as he's been all race long. Could this be the move right here? Timms now blocks to the bottom. Seavey again is going to have to change up his game plan. He has found some grip, and now he is coming after your points leader. Seavey now, first time he takes a look to the inside. Slide job across the groove, he's got it. Seavey's got it, only for a brief moment. Timms back to the inside. Timms throws a short slider of his own, and he reclaims the lead. Timms now blocks the bottom 1 and 2. Seavey hugs the bottom through 1 and 2. Seavey again is right there. Seavey pulls a slider of his own. And Logan Seavey will lead lap number 17. Seavey now has lap cards side by side in front of him. He's trying to find a clear groove on the top. Gonna put Ava Gropp a lap down this time at the stripe. Now just 7 laps to go. McIntosh also now charging through the field. He is up to third past Meserol. Meserol back to the inside. Things are getting tight at the front of this field. Seavey trying to work through lap traffic. Ryan Timms trying to find a way past. Seavey now comes through the middle of the block, but Timms goes even lower. They're side by side. Seavey has the lead at the stripe with 3 to go. Timms now fires it up the high side. He's side by side with Seavey in a 3. Seavey with the slider. Timms gonna try to cross him over. 2 to go. Timms with the slider clears Seavey with the wheelie. Seavey back to the inside. They're gonna turn for the white flag off at turn number 4. Seavey with the lead. He comes down through the middle of the block. Timms again goes even lower. Down the backstretch through 3 and 4. Seavey swings wide, and he's going to get the 10th win of his national career. Logan Seavey wins night 1. And he's already coming up out of the race car race fans. Logan Seavey, your winner on night number 1 of the Midwest Midget Championship.
The first 27 victories of Tanner Thorson's USAC National Midget career had a common thread about them. They all came with him as a driver for another team. Number 28, however, came in a different shape and form than the rest during the final night of the Midwest Midget Championship at Fairbury, Nebraska's Jefferson County Speedway.
Good start for Tanner Thorson. He's going to get the lead off at turn number 2. Tanner Thorson leads him down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Lap number 1, going to go to the idiot of Tanner Thorson. The rest of the field sorting themselves out. 40 laps may sound like a long time, but around this tight joint, it will go fast if we stay green. Up front, it's still all about Tanner Thorson. Slicing and dicing, meanwhile, between Abadissian, Seavey, and Meserol. Tanner Thorson has realized that Logan Seavey has found the high side of the speedway, and he blocks excellently. Now what does Logan Seavey do? Meanwhile, race for third. Axum slides up across the groove in front of Abadissian. Abadissian turns it back under him. Jade trying to go for the slider. She's going to clear Emerson. Only for a moment as Emerson comes back to the bottom. Jade with a little bit of a block, and they both slide up the track. That opens up the door for Meserol. Meserol takes a shot on Axum. He's got it off at turn number 4. Move Tinez into 4th. Axum not going quietly in the night as he throws a slider, brings McIntosh and Timms into the fray too. A 4-car race for 4th. Axum almost over the edge in turn number 4. That's going to allow Tinez to get by. Axum again to the inside. Axum slide job into 1 and 2's got Meserol for the moment. Meserol again turns it under. Slide job city right here for the 4 spot. Meserol cuts back down, slides up, trying to protect the high side. Timms fires one. Down low's got the spot for a moment. Meserol comes back at him. That's going to bring Jacob Denny in it. Denny slides them both in 1 and 2. Loses a spot to Meserol. Could lose 1 to Timms. Timms slides them both in 3. Great racing for the 4 spot. Meserol not letting that one go. He slides across the group. McIntosh on the bottom. Timms comes through the middle, threads the needle, back into 4th. Up front, Seavey now all over Tanner Thorson as they look to put Don Drow Jr. another lap down. Thorson slides through the group. Seavey hugs the bottom. Seavey almost got there. Less than 10 to go. This could be what Logan Seavey needs as lap traffic. Thorson now stuck behind the lap car at Chance Crum. They look to put Crum a lap down. Thorson the bottom. Seavey stays up high. Seavey now with the diamond. Oh, yellow. Yellow in turn number 2. Zach Dahm sitting sideways on the bottom of turn number 2. 8-lap dash to the finish. Green is out. Seavey again follows Thorson in turns 1 and 2 and back to top 5. All follow each other to the top. Ken and McIntosh now past Denny for 5th. McIntosh trying to find something on the bottom to get past Denny at the line. McIntosh did have the 5th spot. This time though, Seavey is not letting Thorson go. Thinks about it, looks to the inside, slides up, takes the lead. Logan Seavey, your new race leader, and caution. Caution on the speedway did the lap count. And the lap did not count to move Tanner Thorson back to the race lead. Green is out. Thorson and Seavey slide themselves into 1 and 2. Ryan Timms on the bottom. Timms may have a shot at this on the bottom side of the speedway. He takes a look at Logan Seavey. Seavey able to rip raw around the outside, but Timms has definitely found something on the bottom. Thorson trying to come away with his first win for his own team. 2 to go this time at the stripe. Timms adjusts his focus back to the top side of the speedway. Almost 4/10 of a second separate the top 2 as they turn for the white flag. Tanner Thorson trying to end a drought. His last win in September of 2021. That was for somebody else. Tonight, he gets a win as a Cardinal. Tanner Thorson wins at Fairbury. He's already up out of the race car. Race fans, let him hear you. Tanner Thorson, your winner of the Midwest Midget Championship.
In the decade-long history of the Jason Leffler Memorial, no driver had ever achieved what Tanner Thorson was set to accomplish during the 10th running, honoring the 3-time series champ at Wayne County Speedway in Wayne City, Illinois. The Midget Nevada driver was keen on becoming the first repeat victor of the event 3 years after capturing his first Leffler Memorial triumph in 2020.
As here comes the run out, Tanner Thorson. Thornton starting to look to the middle of the racetrack. Tanner, slide job for P2 on Gavin Miller. Miller turns him back down to the inside. Gets back around, and Thorson back after him again. Former national champ working out of the middle. A turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. And here comes Dom along for the ride. Moves into the number 3 spot for the 7U car. Meanwhile, up front, Timms about to take a shot from Thorson. Thorson slings it out across. Timms right back down low. Thorson again hammers one down into the corner. Clyde Ryan cranks the wheel on it, powers back around the 88 car. He'll have to hold off another one down at turn number 4 as they continue to go back and forth. Dom still holding down P3 back behind now. Flying Ryan trying to hold the 88 car down to the inside. Did not work. Thorson was able to slip on through and actually opens up about a 3-car length advantage onto the front straightaway. Further back in the field, a number of cars starting to work the middle of the racetrack, one of which is Justin Grant. As the red flag comes out, one up and over, and that's the 40, of Chase McDermott capsized on the back chute. He's already dumped the steering wheel out. Ethan Mitchell just pulled off the racetrack under this refire. Will not continue on as we're off and running. Good charge down the corner. Avedissian just blazed it up into the fence. Drops back down on the racetrack and gave up about 4 or 5 positions for the number 71 car. So we'll race on through, and I'm looking back for Justin Grant. He was the mover and shaker I was talking about earlier on. He's got himself a 3-lot battle out, turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, your race leaders have gone to the bottom of the racetrack. Tanner Thorson, Catfish in turn number 3 and 4. Now's got company. Here comes the Dominator. Zach Dom down low. 7U car looking for that top spot. Can he find it out of turn number 4 as Thorson wings it out to the wall? He'll now slide down to the inside, trying to hit some marks down low and work the moisture on the low side. Is up top. Logan Seavey just missed his mark down turn number 2. He'll give up a spot, and here comes the run of your race lead. He's got it. Across for Zach Dom. Dom scored that P1 spot now for the 7U car. Looking to be the first 2-time winner of the Jason Leffler Memorial. Meanwhile, Tanner Thorson throws caution to the wind. He's back around the outside and back into P1. Great battle taking place from 2 wily veterans up front. And Tanner Thorson picks up the white flag. He'll take it around one more time. Looking to be the first 2-time winner of the Jason Leffler Memorial here at Wayne County Speedway, Wayne City, Illinois. He'll ease it into 3 out of 4. Checker flag comes out. And that, my friends, is a done deal. But first 2-time winner of the Leffler. Up and out he comes. Make some noise for Tanner Thorson.
Logan Seavey's consistency paid its share of dividends, as his 8th consecutive podium finish with the series pushed him and his Abacus Racing team to more than 100 points ahead in the standings, with even more to come very soon. Only 3 individuals have ever won USAC National Feature events at 2 different racetracks on the same day. For many years, the exclusive list of members in this club included only Billy Vukovic and J.J. Yaley. After scoring a USAC Silver Crown victory at the Illinois State Fairgrounds early in the afternoon, Seavey headed east to Illinois' Macon Speedway to accomplish one of the rarest feats in the history books of the United States Auto Club.
Good start, 3 wide onto the back straightaway. And here comes the hustle around the outside. Logan Seavey looking to pick up the race lead here out of turn number 4. He's got company out of Sarf down low.
Long way around, but looks like Logan's going to get it done.
Carter Sarf down on the inside, 97 car to the outside. Gavin Miller looking for P2 as he races out of the corner. We had him 3 wide back behind as Thomas Mesrell fought his way out of the middle. Slide job, contact. We're going to punch one into the wall. That's Hayden Reinbold taking the brunt of the 7X cars. Here we go.
I think if they took that bumper off, he couldn't push off.
Oh, yeah. Back underway, and after the number 2 spot, Mesrell comes up, and unfortunately Gavin Miller up into the wall. We got another one around. Caution's going to come out. That pass is not going to stick. Zandriotti's around down here in turn number 1. So did not score a lap into the books, and that's a good break for the number 2 car back at the Indy Motivation Work Area if we can get him back out here. Can he pull off the double? He seems to think so as he punches the throttle. We're back underway, and here comes Dom down to the inside. Slide jobs galore back behind as we'll wing it out across the racetrack. Zach Dom, the Dominator, working that low line after P2. He's got a little bit of help back behind her, a little bit of company in the form of Tanner Thorson and the Smith Tie number 88 car as Carter Sarf skips his way out across the racetrack. Ryan Timms had gone to the tail of the field, raced his way up through, just gave up about 3 spots as they had near contact. Is up front your race leader. Down into turn number 3. It's going to be 3 laps to go this time by for the number 57 car.
Whoa, a little bit of a bobble there for Logan Seavey coming out of 4. Opens the door a little bit for Gavin Miller.
Going to have to mind his P's or Q's. Here comes Tanner Thorson looking for a podium finish for the number 88 car, working to the inside of Dom as they race on through now with 2 laps to go.
Well, Billy Vukovic, J.J. Yaley. J.J. did it in 2 different states. What a day this will be for the Southern California driver.
Got the field covered right now down into turn number 1 and 2, down the back straightaway for the final time.
Climbed up back at the Silver Crown Hunt and holds on to the lead of the midgets. There he is.
Logan Seavey victorious. 2 feature event wins, 2 different divisions, all in one day. Doubled up with a 2 for up, and now the race car he comes. Make some noise for Logan Seavey.
It had been more than a year since the driver last performed a complete sweep from start to finish throughout a USAC National Midget event. Meanwhile, it had been just a tick under a year since the last time a team recorded a complete podium sweep of the top 3 finishing positions during a USAC National Midget feature race. Ryan Timms and the Keith Kunz Kurbag Motorsports team were set on becoming the next in line on the opening night of the Firemen's Nationals at Wisconsin's Angel Park Speedway.
Top to bottom, Timms tries it down the inside, almost clips the 81 cars. Out of turn number 2 went Bryant Wiedemann with a good drive, trying to run down your race leader Miller up front. Justin Grant still working that P3 spot. Timms side by side with Jade Avedissian. Avedissian, the 71 car, going to rotate the bottom, bring her onto the back straightaway as Wiedemann again that big diamond maneuver through traffic, and a close call for him into 71. Great challenge for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the field, soon to be 6th as well. Seavey, the Honest State Roofing number 57, drilled in that 4-car battles. Look out, Seavey pushes up high, just as I talked about him. Gives up all the real estate he had made up. He's back behind, there's a slider happening. Flying Ryan sails one out across the racetrack on Jade Avedissian. Jade easily turns him back down to the inside. Grant's moved into the number 2 spot now for the number 2 car. Wiedemann not getting that drive for the number 81, falls back into P3. Ryan Timms had him picked off momentarily. Grant muscles back by the NOS Energy Drink number 2 car. Eases into turn number 1. Here comes Flying Ryan. Sails one out into turn number 2. And that one's going to stick for the number 67 car. So he'll pick up 2nd on the field. Set his sights on running down the 97 up front. Gavin Miller continues to set a torrid pace out in the P1 spot. Slings it up across and catches the cushion. Onto the back chute he goes now. Just 0.5 of a second of margin between the top 2 cars as the teammates are set to duke it out. And he's waning laps. 11 to go this time by, and Timms is stalking the 97 as the caution flag flies. Slow one on the high side of the racetrack down in turn number 3 and 4. And unfortunately, Bryant Wiedemann comes to a halt. Picking up the pace, he holds him late down into the corner. We're off and running. Zach Dahm looking to charge down to the inside. The 7U cars. Here's your slide job for the race lead. Will it stick? It looks like it may. Flying Ryan runs her deep down into turn number 3. Rotates on the cushion. Right on the back bumper comes Gavin Miller and Timms. Out on the point. Miller's got a better run coming out of the corner. Looks down to the inside. Can he get there in time? He's got it. Out of turn number 2. Timms able to turn him back down low for the number 67 car. Miller will throw another one at him down at turn number 3. drives out across the racetrack. Timms driving off the bottom, score him back into the number 1 spot for the number 67 car. Got to seal the deal down into turn number 2. Here comes Miller, the charge out of the corner, side by side and wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Timms, big maneuver, diamond that baby off, looks down to the inside for the number 67, can't get there that time. Miller back out on the point. Timms with another slider down into the corner, pounds it up to the wall. Gavin Miller trying to get back down to the inside. That 2-car tussle taking place out of front of Jade Avedisian. She has weaseled her way around the number 57 car, moved into a podium spot now for the number 71 as Timms decisively into P1 at Angel Park Speedways. He'll take the white flag and take her around one more time. Gavin Miller holding down that second spot. Avedisian back behind, pedaling for all she's worth in P3 on the field. Is into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4 for the final time as look out. Miller almost capsized the unit. Double checkers, clean sweep for Flying Ryan Timms. One of the calmest racers you'll ever see, but he's already up and out of the race car. Make some noise for him. Clean sweep here tonight at the Firemen's Nationals for Flying Ryan Timms.
One night after his run of 9 consecutive podium finishes came to an abrupt halt, Logan Seavey decided to begin a new kind of streak on Labor Day night at Sun Prairie, Wisconsin's Angel Park Speedway. On this night, Seavey raced his way to the front after tirelessly working high and low in search of redemption 24 hours later during the 38th running of the Firemen's National.
Here's where he makes hay, however. That's the closing on the 25K car. Cannot quite get through turn number 1 and 2 the way Reimer can. That thing is rotating and motivating very well. About 2 car widths up off the bottom. Lap traffic lies ahead for your race leaders. 18 laps to go, 17 this next time by. Seavey again persists, looks to the outside. Right to the back bumper of the 25K car. We'll lose one down into the infield. We continue on our merry way. Parker retires from competition here tonight. Seavey looks low. Big run coming out turn number 4. Looking to challenge. Nope, dodges back to the outside. Thought better of it. He'll continue to stalk her down into turn number 1 and 2. Dom watching on from P3. Avedisian not able to run down to 7U cars. Logan Seavey works the wheel and brings her on to the front stretch yet one more time. Still in that P2 spot, trying everything he can think of. Pick up a little bit of extra momentum to get around the 25K. Reimer so far has been perfecto. Out on the point. Continues to hit the marks, put her around the racetrack. Lickety split down on the inside. She's tough to pass as Seavey can find. Now lap traffic lies ahead. Brian Stanfield about to enter the mix in that battle for your race lead. Hard to look away from that battle up front between the top 2. Seavey again's got to run out to the outside. Down low, Reimer trying to hold him off. Seavey's got it that time. He'll slip into the P1 spot. Look out. Down into the corner, he got balled up. Caution flag comes out. Emerson Axum off the pace. Punches the throttle early. Reimer trying to hang with him. She'll stay down the inside. Dom slips the grip. There goes Avedisian around the outside. Cannon McIntosh in that attack as well. They're going to split the difference on Zach Dom or not. McIntosh now slides up high for the 0-8. No room to be found down on the inside. A Dom and a 7U cars up front. Good drive for the 25K. She pulled out like alongside. Look out! Skips right across the tail feathers. A Logan Seavey. Here comes Avedisian down on the inside. Picks off the 25K car. Dom follows suit in the 7U, and now Avedisian sets her sights on running down the national points leader. 71 car hustles down into turn number 1 and 2. Can she run down the wily veteran Logan Seavey? Seavey out front, maintains in that 57 car, battles for third on the field. Coming out of the corners, McIntosh bebops his way onto the front chute, carrying a lot of speed into turn number 1. Looking around the outside of Dom, has got her hiked up on that right rear. Got a good drive around the outside for the 25K. Nope, right there you saw a little bobble coming out turn number 4. Now to cost her just enough time. Wiedeman's able to hang on to 5th for now. It's up front, Logan Seavey about to pick up that white flag. That battle still back behind into turn number 3, and Reimer gonna go chicken on a chain with the 25K car. Looking for a top 5 finish for Taylor Reimer up front, looking for the win on night number 2, the Firemen's Nationals. And Logan Seavey is going to hustle up that 57 car and bring the Apicus Racing ride around. Parker right in victory lane here at Angel Park Speedway. Calm, cool, and collected. Big smiles coming up out of the race car. How about it? Make some noise for Logan Seavey.
Back in June, Gas City I-69 Speedway served as the turning point of the 2023 USAC National Midget season for Logan Seavey. During the 5th running of the James Dean Classic, the Southern California native cemented the case that his quest for a second career season championship showed no signs of slowing down anytime soon.
Hanging tough with Grant. Grant staying on the high side along with Logan Seavey. 57 car trying to drive away from Wiedemann. Still 3 wide coming out turn number 2. So here comes Seavey down to the inside. Makes a move on Wiedemann. He'll drive past him and into the number 2 spot for the number 57 car. Reinbold's under attack. Caught in a 3-car tussle down into the corner. McIntosh able to separate out. The 08 car works the middle of the racing surface into turn number 3 and moves into 4th on the field now with Buddy Kofoid. That Mobil 1 number 67 car working high. Drops the nose, drives low. He'll charge to the inside of Pursley down into 3 and also pick off Reinbold. And Buddy Kofoid's up on the wheel and down on the throttle. Up front, your race leader's being reeled in. It's look out, up and over. No, yes. Goes Kofoid. He was on Mr. Toad's wild ride down at turn number 1 and 2 and got pivoted around. I didn't think he was going to go over, but he had a 360 view of everything. So we're back underway. Kenan McIntosh looks to the outside, down into turn number 1 and 2 for the 08 car. Is going to try to rip around the outside of Wiedemann. Wiedemann was stout on the inside for the number 81. Here comes Seavey after your top spot onto the front straightaway. Gives up some real estate to Grant. Wiedemann right back in the mix. Right back around McIntosh. Deep down into turn number 3. Oh, McIntosh comes out and blazes up that left front of the Nutrient Ag Solutions 81 car. Knocks him back 2 spots. 2 as the cross flags come out up high. And Seavey's got a shot at him this time. Close, so close. He'll sling one out across the racetrack. He'll give up the number 2 spot to the 25 at Jacob Denny. Denny goes to 2nd on the field. Now sets his sights on Justin Grant. Logan Seavey, that real estate he was working with, is now occupied by the 25 car down low. And both Grant and Seavey ripped the lip out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Denny's coming. There ain't no doubt about it. He had time to sit at home and focus on his racecraft, and he's got it happening down on the inside of the racetrack. 25 car. Out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Justin Grant's got to be quick. Denny's trying to get there. Not quite pulling it off that time. He'll race alongside out of the corner, putting P1 on the field. Jacob Denny and the 25. Grant stumbles on the cushion, trips down into turn number 1 and 2, and that gives Denny some breathing room. Meanwhile, up front, still running for that race lead. Here comes Logan Seavey now down into turn number 1 and 2. Running a different line to Jacob Denny down to the inside. Seavey with the advantage into turn number 3. Denny trying to hold him out wide. Onto the front chute they come. Who's it going to be this time across? Still Jacob Denny by 1,000th of a second. Seavey putting pressure on the 25 car down on the inside. They'll go side by side into 3. Jacob Denny lets it sweep up off the bottom. Takes that lane away from the 57 car. We got ourselves a dogfight down into turn number 1 and 2 with just 6 laps to go. Denny slips the grip. Seavey gets out away from him. 57 car back into P1 now. Pulls about 3 car lengths out turn number 4 with a handful of laps remaining. National points leader rips down into turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Jacob Denny can see him, just cannot get to him. And up front, looking to pick up the win here tonight, the James Dean Classic, it's going to be Logan Seavey victorious. With the Midgets to kick off this weekend, how about it for Logan Seavey?
Death, Texas, and a victory by Chris Wyndham and CB Industries with the USAC National Midgets at Ohio's Eldora Speedway. That is the itemized list of life's inevitabilities that have been certain in recent years, and nobody has proven it more often of late at the half-mile dirt oval than the Canton, Illinois driver and the Mooresville, North Carolina-based team, as they proved once again during the Beef for the Crown's 25-lapper.
Speed picks up, the green flag goes up, and we're underway. Oh!
Wow, Chris Wyndham jumping out to the outside. He's trying to go to the trifecta, and now comes downhill.
Avedissian threw a slide job for the race lead. Couldn't hang on to it. Wyndham's able to power back by. She'll go to the cushion down to turn number 3 and 4. Was a little timid coming into tonight. She's got good speed coming out of the corner. 3 wide for 2nd on the field. Avedissian slides into P2.
Boy, Jade has got elbows up, no doubt about it, but Chris Wyndham's a wily veteran who has won here at Eldora, and he's out front.
And got himself back-to-back wins. He's your defending 4-crown champ as the caution flag comes out. We got one stop down at turn number 1. Unfortunately, putting the pressure on. She wants to win in the worst way. So far does not have a national win with the United States Auto Club. So they refire down in the corner. Here comes Pursley down the inside from that 3rd position for the 19 car. Rico gathering up speed for the 24 up top. He'll blow around Pursley or not. Now drops the nose and coasts down into turn number 3.
Wiedemann also having a nice run again, so keep an eye on Bryant.
And Brian working at low line, likes to work the inside of the racetrack. He's very good at it as well. It's hard to make speed down there, and somehow he does just that. Moves into third on the field and gets around Pursley in the 19 car. Meanwhile, Wyndham has found rhythm. Racer up front, that 89 brings it out to turn number 4. He is actually pulling away from the field as Wiedemann gets the number 2 spot away from Jade Avedissian.
Yeah, those two go battling. That's all to the good for Chris Wyndham. But Brian has been really good at 3 and 4 working that bottom groove.
Watch Seavey back behind. You cannot forget about the 57 cars. There goes Rico, another slider out across the racetrack. Decent Pursley lets him coast on through it. Right back into 4th for the 19, but down on the inside, quietly working his way up through, comes the 57 of the Southern California runs.
Yeah.
And again down into turn number 3.
Yeah, you don't have quite the power to get out of a jam in a midget as you do in a sprint car. That's why it gets even more treacherous up there on the top.
It's interesting to know Logan Seavey's moved himself up the racetrack now for the number 57. Sawing on the wheel down into turn number 1 and 2. Took a look to the inside of Pursley. Pursley still quick enough to hold him at bay. Is up front. Wyndham continues to set the pace. Just rides that rim around there. Hits the marks. Puts it around the racetrack. Got a good pace going on. He's also only has 17 laps to go.
He really has been good on the high side. You mentioned Logan Seavey. He clearly has been searching around, trying to find some place to get a little bit of speed.
He throws a slider on Ryan Timms. Timms got good speed coming out of the corner, however, was able to battle back to the inside, deep into turn number 3, and now Flying Ryan goes into sail mode.
So let's see if he can move up a little bit further on the field. That time by the advantage was about the same for Chris Wyndham, so no one able to slice into it appreciably yet.
And somebody's making some moves, though, is Jade Avedissian. That top line started to gather up some speed. The bottom's going away. She slides back into the number 2 spot, coming across the line that time for the number 71 car. Wiedemann shuffled back into 3rd now, and she'll get away from him now to turn number 2 and down the back chute. She is trying to reel in Wyndham up front. Chris Wyndham still maintains the pace, but Jade is closing.
Let's check the interval next time by, Chet. I think that might be very instructive. And yes, she has sliced into it.
Yeah, she knocked 0.4 of a second off of Chris Wyndham. She's gotten comfortable up on the high side and pushing very hard for the number 71 car. 8, soon to be 7 laps to go. The question is, can she get around Wyndham when she gets there? Catching him's one thing, passing him is another.
But she does have time. She has time to do it. This could be history in the making.
Meanwhile, down on the inside, Brian Wiedemann is not wandering far. He is back to challenge for second down into turn number 1 and 2. So, in fact, that duo is running down Chris Wyndham up front.
Chet, I saw him win a Kenyan championship when he was just a kid. He was smooth then. That has never changed.
Brian Wiedemann now has got his hands full with Rico Abreu in a battle for 3rd. That final podium spot is Abreu able to get a run to the outside for the number 24 car. He got the go sign from down the pits. Abreu comes down and slams the door in the face of the number 81 car. Wiedemann shuffled back into 4th on the field as Wyndham works the lap traffic with 2 to go.
Well, I tell you, they're flirting with the wall. Last time by, up near turn number 4, Jade was perilously close to the wall.
She'll continue to do that down into turn number 3 as well. And again, this is good seat time for her. Good laps around Eldora, setting us up for a phenomenal event. Tomorrow's the white flag comes out up front for Chris Wyndham.
Chris Wyndham showing that he still has the touch. In a midget here at the Big E as he has just 2 turns to go, Chuck.
And heads it down into turn number 3. The NOS Energy Drink, PristineAuction.com. KNC Drywall number 89 fires out turn number 4. And checkered flag comes out. And Chris Wyndham is going to win the Before the Crown Showdown.
Logan Seavey could seemingly do whatever he wanted and go wherever he wanted during the 41st running of the 4 Crown Nationals at Eldora Speedway. It was just one of those nearly perfect nights, which led to him winning all 3 USAC National features in a single night. Seavey's avalanche of success began with the midgets and a schooling of the field at the Big E.
Here we go. Green goes up, a hammer goes down, and we're underway onto the front straightaway. NOS Energy Drink National Midget Series down into the corner. Seavey looking for the top shelf. Pursley's up there occupying the real estate. Here comes a charge out of Wiedemann down the inside. The number 81. It is a hornet's nest into turn number 3.
Boy, Brian had to get on the binders just a little bit. He's running up there on the high side. Now comes down low.
Good move for the 81 car. Takes over the number 1 spot. Does it off the bottom of the shelf. He slides up into the middle of the racetrack down the corner. Still 3 wide for 3rd on the field out to turn number 2. Pursley working tight to the wall down the back chute. Meanwhile, from P2 comes a big run into turn number 3 out of Seavey.
Seavey in position to do what he's done all year long. Now he's got to run down Bryant Wiedemann, who's been stout this weekend.
Boy, it's crazy how Wiedemann can kind of work the middle of the racetrack and carry speed onto the back chute. Seavey not able to run him down as quickly as I anticipated on that high side. Takes it wide into turn number 3. Looks for the rim onto the front straightaway. Meanwhile, Wiedemann stout up front for the Nutrient Ag Solutions number 81 car.
Yeah, no surprise, Jade Avedissian has gone right where she likes to go on the high side. He's going to have to come down the middle off of turn number 2, but gets that done. And here's your battle up front.
Yeah, that battle was actually complete down the corner. Seavey took it away from Bryant Wiedemann. Now Wiedemann returns the favor. Seavey turns him back to the inside. He'll lead that lap. Got it that last time down into turn number 1 and 2 as he coasted up across the racing surface. Now trying to drive away from Wiedemann. The top 2 definitely driving away from Rico Abreu back in P3.
Yeah, when you're trying to carry that momentum into turn number 4 tonight, it's been treacherous, and that's what the situation is now for Seavey.
Watching back behind Abreu, starting to pull away from Dayson Pursley. Down the inside comes Gavin Miller, the Allentown, Pennsylvania racer. Oh, up and over goes Jade Avedissian. Got into the wall down at turn number 1. And unfortunately, the 7X going over as well as Jade. I see her moving around in the race car. Team Mez throws his hands up in disgust behind the wheel of the EnviroFab number 7X. But that was another vicious hit into the wall. And we're back underway. Driver down into the corner. Boy, Gavin Miller slammed the brakes there on the inside trying to get that rotation and exit low out of turn number 2. It's going to cost him some room or some distance, rather, as he falls back into the clutches of Rico.
Now here comes Wiedemann, really getting a run on the bottom, Chad.
He's going to hustle it up on Logan Seavey down in the corner, drive out wide, kind of test the waters on the 57. Seavey's able to clear to the outside, but Wiedemann's hanging with him. He's going to run her deep into turn number 3. We're into single digits now. Wiedemann's going to turn up the wick on the 81 car.
He's made that move all weekend long, and he's made it well. Rico's fought back, Chet.
Rico's got back into the number 3 spot indeed. Logan Seavey continues to whistle around the outside of the number 81 car, but Wiedemann continues to keep him company up front. Timms has moved into 4th on the field for the number 67 car back behind. Jacob Denny runs just behind, rounding out those top 5. Well, maybe, as he's got Ryan Timms to the outside in the 67. Wiedemann continues relentlessly to put pressure on the 57 car.
He's got a real chance here, Chad. He is sliced in that lead. There'll be 5 to go at the line.
When he's working that lane in very nicely down low, he's got Jacob Denny helping along with Hayden Reinbold, who continues to try to work his way up through the fields. Moved up to 8th now for the 19AZ car.
Next time we'll see the white flag.
Yeah, white flag going to be coming out for the 57 cars. Opened up the lead. Rico continues to throw sliders on Gavin Miller. Gavin just kind of lets out of the throttle, lets him sweep on through, and then goes back down to the inside and right back into the number 3 spot. But Rico's going to keep the pressure on that battle for the final podium position as they roll out turn number 4. Miller again gets to the white flag first, and Rico again goes down to the inside.
Yeah, another shout out to Jacob Denny on his return back. Has a good run going as well. But the best run is the man up front.
Yeah, the man up front, your national points leader, rolls out turn number 4, and he's a 4-crown champ as he picks up the checkered flag for Logan Seavey. Is up and out he comes. How about it, race fans? Logan Seavey!
Logan Seavey's tear of late was a terror to the rest of the competition as he pushed his championship lead to more than 200 points more than his closest foe, heading into the biggest and highest paying event of the season. There's no denying that 2023 was a challenging one for Thomas Meserol and RMS Racing on the USAC National Midget Trail. To have their season breakthrough finally arrive during the opening night of the Driven to Save Lives BC39 at the dirt track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, that's about as sweet as it gets. For Indy is the place of dreams and heartache, and Meserol has certainly had his share. But this time around, it was the kind of night that Meserol had always dreamt of having on the dirt at IMS. No heartache, no headache, just pure jubilation from start to finish. Just pure T-Mez.
Meserol goes to the top side. Taylor River looks to go right down the middle. Here we come.
Down into the corner goes T-Mez. The 7X car going to try and lead the charge onto the front straightaway. McDermott down on the inside is going to get passed by the wayside. Around the outside goes the 25K car into the number 2 spot.
Great Avedissian trying to back her in. She's been aggressive all night. Now trying to come downhill.
Boy, there's no traction to be found on the high side for the number 71 car. Went to diamond maneuver to get herself into the number 3 spot. Look out, she'll make contact with McDermott.
That's the second time tonight those two have come together.
Meanwhile, Buddy Kofoid trying to get something set up. The 67K car. Big power for Cameron Key. Hoisted up, dangles the donuts for a 21K car. That comes from back in the field.
Cameron Key does a wheel stand there. Meanwhile, Buddy Kofoid is just going to be a little bit patient.
Fires it down in the corner. Reimer goes to the high side. She'll ramp off the cushion, get a big run down the front straightaway. Meanwhile, Kofoid was looking low on Chase McDermott, the number 40 car. Reimer a slip of the grip. Here comes Buddy.
Yeah. Taylor's left that lane on the bottom a little bit open there, but no one able to take advantage yet.
That wasn't really a slide job out of Kofoid for the number 3 spot. Look out now, Kofoid steps out from underneath him. He'll recalibrate, do a little agricultural racing across the infield. Here comes Jade Avedissian now.
I don't know how Buddy saved that, but he did.
He's probably not sure himself. It happened pretty quick down here in the corner, but he rifled down through. Hangs on to 4th on the field for now. Avedissian running 5th back behind. Up front, Mesro brings him across for lap number next. Mesro is mired in lap traffic. He'll fire down to the inside.
Man, he's got to hold his breath right now. This is between two of them. Where's he going to go?
Touch tires there, getting through around Taylor Courtney. Now goes to work on the 27 Keith Brown. She'll put him by the wayside. Also pick off the 18-head car. And just that quick, he's got 3 lap cars between himself and Taylor Reimers. Reimer now has to find her way through.
Made a nice move on Weston Gorman there. That's able to get some distance, as you indicate, Chet.
That opens up Taylor Reimer to attack. Chase McDermott trying to capitalize on the lap traffic, get himself into the P2 spot and off the bump, as we shall say. He's back behind Buddy Kofoid, not able to get him reeled in just yet. Avedissian keeping close company with the 67K car.
And now we've reached the halfway point, going past it right now as Taylor trying to make a move to the inside.
Got a charge down into the corner, looks down low on the lap traffic. McDermott trying to use the outside lane, nothing to be found there. She barely clears, makes it through. McDermott now fires one down to the inside. Avedissian whacked the wall with the number 71 car, and that baby all the way up off the ground. 2 cars slip on through, that'll knock her back a couple of notches. Meanwhile, Jacob Denny is still trying to run down the 67K car.
He pulled a wheel stand the last time down in turn number 3 and 4. Denny running the rail. Meanwhile, Taylor Reimer has closed on T-Men.
Jacob Denny just humped one across the nose of the 67K cars. Reimer got a good look down on the inside. She's testing the waters on Mesrol. Mesrol's got to get with the giddy up. It'll be 2 to go this time by.
Man, I thought I saw a puff of smoke out of T-Men, but looks like everything is okay for now. Taylor Reimer is absolutely right there.
Love that. She came down, tried the inside line, saw it wasn't quicker, hops back up to the top shelf. The 40 of McDermott in tow. Denny is finally cleared. Buddy Kofoid put him by the wayside. White flag is out. It's the final trip around.
Final trip around for Thomas Mesrol or Taylor Reimer. Who's it going to be, Jet?
It's going to be T-Bez picking up the win on night number 1 of the driven the same lives BC 39. Up and out of the car. Let him hear you again. Thomas Mesrol.
One night after witnessing his RMS Racing teammate Thomas Mesrol grab his very own long-awaited first USAC National Midget Feature victory of the year, Justin Grant didn't have to wait long to deliver his response. Grant tracked down the lead during the Driven to Save Lives BC 39 preliminary Night 2 feature, which signaled to his fellow brethren that he was back in a season of hardship, frustration, and disappointment, now had to take a back seat.
Grant shuffled back into 4th on the field, looking back to find the 88 of Tanner Thorson. Thorson, big changes for his car. He'll go to work down into the corner, looking around the outside comes Timms. He's got the spot away from Dom.
Ryan Timms working the high side. Watching the battle there in front. Little mayhem right in front of him.
Yeah, why go? Oh, that's what I was waiting on. He was getting a little rambunctious, got the front end knocked out of the 40X car. That's going to bring out the caution flag.
Yeah, that started over in turn 2, Chad. That's what got my attention, and then it just sort of went awry from there.
And a win earlier on to Leffler. There goes Emerson Axel. Bye-bye, says the number 68 car.
Grant loads up on the high side and see how he comes off of 4.
Boy, he's using the wall to his advantage. He's got to be careful of that. That's a tricky trail to tread as there goes Sarf down on the inside. Grant able to clear around out wide.
Man alive, that is close quarters racing. Now here comes the battle for 3rd.
Yeah, Grant, that little misstep getting down the corner gets Carter Sarf. They come together down the front straightaway. Sarf shuffle back into 4th on the field, back behind the 67. Ryan Timms now comes to life. Zarfel following down into turn number 3. Meanwhile, Grant takes a look at 2nd. They'll come together. Yeah, McIntosh getting brushed back into the number 3 spot. He'll set his sights on Justin Grant.
This is not for the meek.
No, it's not. Gloves have come off out here on this night number 2. There's no doubt about it. Everybody else is hammering around the rim. Drive out of the corner. Grant hot on the heels of the 68 car Axum. Here comes Grant down the inside. Slide job, a slow one. Out across, you can see him waiting for the Axum to clear, and that was not the case. Now Thorson, a little bit of hesitation for the 68 car, gets brushed back into P2 and Justin Grant up on the wheel down into turn number 1 and 2. Now he's got to worry about a slide job on him, and he'll ride the rim out of the corner. Wow. Big speed coming out of the number 2 car. There comes Kenna McIntosh after Emerson Axum. Axum returns the favor down into the corner.
Nice guys will not get locked into this event.
Got 2 up picked off. He'll give up 1 down low. Comes Carter Sarf. Drop the nose on 88. Back to the inside. He'll get around the 21K. Go to work on the 67. And another drive job out across the racetrack that time.
That is a tremendous battle. Obviously further back in the field. Justin Grant is stretching his advantage himself.
Tanner Thorson again out to the high side, catches the cushion down the back straightaway just ahead of Tim, shuffles him back a spot. Logan Seavey trying to work on him as we right for our way through, and now with 4 laps to go. Lane ball just a bit shy as we got 3 wide traffic ahead of your race leader. White flag coming out for Justin Grant. Got a straightaway advantage over Emerson Axum. He just ripped off the cushion. There goes McIntosh down the inside. They'll check up. Here's Thorson's opportunity.
I bet you it's Thorson's opportunity, no doubt about it.
Checkered flag for Grant. Who's it going to be for the next 2? It's going to be Kenna McIntosh and Emerson Axum. Into victory, ladies. Already coming out of that race car. He couldn't wait. Let him hear ya. Picking up the win, night number 2. The Driven to Save Lives, BC 39. It's JG Justin Grant.
1 week earlier, Justin Grant's USAC National Midget campaign had hit peak frustration. It had been a season that began with high hopes and championship aspirations, but instead seen him go winless throughout the first 9 months of the season. It's seemingly further away from the finish line than ever before for he and his RMS racing team. After a complete stripping down of the car in the week leading up, Grant was on the brink of picking up the richest paying midget race of them all, the $20,039 to win Driven to Save Lives BC 39.
Ezreal hangs on. They take it across for lap number next.
And right now it looks like that high side's going to work for Justin Grant. He gets around Taylor Reimer, and he's now working on Emerson Axum.
Got himself into the number 3 spot. Back behind Tanner Thorson tried it. Got a little tight on the cushion last time down turn number 1 and 2. Now it's got her pointing in the proper direction as he works the high side. Looking for 5th on the field. Down into the corners. He goes wide out around McDermott. Meanwhile, up front, Grant has run down the 68 Axum. Battle for 2nd.
And the hottest car on the racetrack right now very well may be Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson is up in the saddle, elbows up.
7X car just rode a wheelie all the way down 3 wide for the race lead. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Slide job from Grant. Messerall shuffle back into 3rd. Back to the point goes Emerson Axum. Grant trying to deal with him down in turn number 4. Can't get a run to the outside. He's got the 7X on his bumper.
Oh, hold on. You know there's no T-motors here. This is absolutely bare knuckle racing.
Man cannot keep the front end planted on the 7X. He'll throw a slide job down to the corner. 3 wide for 2nd. They'll come together. 25K car shrugged off. That'll shuffle her back into 4th on the field.
I don't know how we survived that one, Chet, but we did. There goes the battle right there between the teammates.
Another slider to the outside. 3 wide coming out of the corner. Here comes Grant down the inside. Slams the door in his face. Does T-Mez in the 7X. Now Reimer battles off the bottom. Powers down the inside the number 2 car. 88 of Tanner Thorson. Not far back behind.
Tanner Thorson right now as a driver very much in the mix here.
Carter Sarf, Jerry Coots Jr. in the 19M. Ethan Mitchell are going tooth and nail. As no for the race lead.
Oh my! That was indeed a slider dive.
Oh! Little bit of blue smoke coming out of the 7X car. Back to the point goes Emerson Axum. Grant takes it back away from him. Down into turn number 3 they come. Out to the outside goes the 7X. Grant clears him on the outside.
Oh, what manner of exhilarating the other and terrifying right now. Watch these guys go.
Good dig down on the inside from Ezreal, trying to get the number 2 spot. Oh, he'll throw a tire out across here. Catches Axum, bounces him out, shuffles him back into 3rd. Taylor Reimer in the number 4 spot is out to be under attack. Slide job going out. Axum can't get there. Now Reimer goes to work on P3.
Thomas Messerall is not giving up.
Justin Grant just stumbled getting onto the cushion down in turn number 3. He'll look to the inside of Andriotti. Strong side by side, wheel to wheel. Here's the opportunity for Messerall into turn number 3.
Absolutely. He's going to go down low. He'll slide in front of Justin, who's going to dive down underneath. There's a drag race to the 1.
Messerall got him by a foul. Look out! Almost caught that car just in front. Clipped the back bumper of the 97 car. Now Messerall's got breathing room.
And and here comes Justin.
That cost time for the 7X car. Grant able to close, pushes a little deeper into turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. Axum still back behind the 68 car, closing on the top 2. Mired in lap traffic is the 7X. Here comes Justin Grant.
Justin Grant's going to try the bottom, but he's got one right in front of him. Now slides right there by T-Man.
Almost makes contact with the 7X car. Meserol got the memo. He's got to pick up the pace. He'll work out of the corner and down the back straightaway. Just 10 to go that last time by.
Yep, 9 to go here at the line shed, and Meserol is trying to fend off his teammate.
Emerson Axum not out of the mix. He'll come down to the inside for the number 68 car. There's the move. Meserol's got a cushion to cover between himself and Grant. Grant deep down into turn number 3 continues to work the number 2 spot.
If you're Dave and you're Matt Eastham, what are your thoughts right now? Your 2 cars are up front, but my gosh, you're in danger of taking each other out.
Tanner forces the 88 car back behind, still working P4 down into the corner. Meserol's out over the cushion into the fence. Grant goes to the number 1 spot. Meserol back to the whip, touches tires with the 88 car, and now Grant gets out of the way.
Somehow he was able to keep it going. Justin Grant now out front.
Firing on through, now 2 laps to go that time by.
And of course, Justin has no idea how close anyone is to him at this point. He'll see the white flag this time by.
No, white flag coming out. A little bit of 3-wide traffic was just out ahead of him. He hustles down into the corner, right on the back bumper of the 71 car. Down the back straightaway for the final time.
Justin Grant's going to try to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes, and he'll take the checkered flag.
At the BC 39. Put that one into the books for JG Justin Grant.
And this guy came into this event, and he had not won a midget event this year, and that is a world-class set of donuts.
Donuts right here for us. Justin Grant. Up and out of the car he comes. He's looking for you. Pay him off, race fans.
Logan Seavey remembers it well. The last time he won the November Classic at California's Bakersfield Speedway in 2018, it cemented his USAC National Midget Championship hopes and aspirations. 5 years later, at the very same 1/3 mile clay oval, the current series point leader's second victory at Bakersfield brought him 1 step and 1 race closer to wrapping up a second career series title.
Onto the binders hard. Ead on the high side. It's going to get brushed by the wayside. Grant slips through the inside of Kofoid. Meanwhile, Seavey slipped through there like a ninja. Moves himself into second on the field. Kofoid and Grant are still duking down, wondering how the blue car got out ahead of him. Pounding the rim. Onto the front straightaway goes Emerson Axum. Axum's going to have to dodge down to the inside if he's going to clear the next car. And here comes Seavey low peak. 57 cars got to move down into the corner. Hustles it on the high side. Axum down low. Leaves himself open to attack. Here comes Seavey, big wheelie. Oh, score Axum there. Still got that top spot. Slams the door in the face of Seavey as those 2 cars continue to duke it out with Buddy Kofoid entering the fray. Kofoid snuck up on the back of him. Now goes down to the inside looking for moisture for the 67K car. Into the mix, Seavey, bold move down low, corners his way through. Axum's able to turn it back down low for the 68 car. Not able to get up there and challenge on that top spot. Kofoid's right there. 67K back behind as Seavey goes P1 for the number 57. Axum now running and gunning, trying to keep in touch with Seavey as they charge into the corner. 8 laps remain, this time coming out. Seavey's not out of the woods just yet as we go on into the fence. Up and over. Red flag coming out. Gavin Miller launched up into the fence, rode the rail, and then flipped at the very end. So he is set to pick up the pace. He's going to the high side. Ooh, a little tricky. So down into the corner he goes. Justin Grant's going to capitalize on it. He was tweaking on the knobs in the cockpit of that race car. Took a shot at Axum, couldn't make it stick. Axum able to get back around into second on the field. Meanwhile, back behind, Dason Pursley is able to escape from the 25K car. Boy, she just winged one out of crosshair. Trying to get herself up through it. Another slide job just ahead. And we have unleashed the hounds in these final laps. There's your white flag coming out for Seavey. Seavey rifles down into turn number 1 and 2 and on to the back straightaway for the number 57. On the quest for his 6th feature event win of the year. And more points for him as he leaves Bakersfield Speedway. That drive for the championship looking stellar for Seavey. Is up and out of the car he comes. How about it, race fans? Make some noise for Logan Seavey.
Kyle Larson estimated that it had been the longest he'd gone without winning a midget race in his illustrious career. As it turned out, the ingredients that made up his last victory just 2 days shy of 2 years ago turned out to be the same mix that led him to victory lane during the opening night of the Hangtown 100 at his home track of California's Placerville Speedway.
Watching back behind, Kyle Larson looking to the outside. A few others trying that trail as well as they race down into the corner. Larson runs it deep, looking to the outside as Kofoid goes to work on Reimer side by side. Across the line, Reimer's still there, scored second on the field. Keep your eye on that 1K car. Larson thought he's going to be able to sling it down into turn number 3 and take him 3 wide. That's not the case. He's hustling hard, though, on the top side. There's the out-of-the-field maneuver. Around the outside of Kofoid, now to the inside of Reimer. As here comes the 97 Gavin Miller to play as well. Working at number 5 spot out, turn number 2 down the back straightaway up front. And Seavey continued to hang on to it as he continues to stick the bottom of the 57 car. Having this racing ride, cornering well out of turn number 2, got good forward drive as he'll leap out away by about 3 car lengths over Kyle Larson as Larson working second, slings it off the top shelf and down the front straightaway deep into turn number 1. Here comes the run out of the 1K for the race lead. Out of turn number 2, he's got it. Larson onto the point. Steals the lane away from Seavey. Seavey bikes it up back behind the 57 car and big wheelie coming out of Buddy Kofoid. Further back behind, Justin Grant muscles his way out around Avedissian. Avedissian down on the inside, slings back across the scoot, moves back into position for the 71 car, and now sets her sights on Jacob Denny and lies just ahead to 25. That battle taking place back deep in the field. Boy, good drives coming off the bottom there for Taylor Reimer. Almost leapt down the front straightaway as Larson works towards lap traffic down at turn number 3 and 4. Kofoid tucked into the back bumper, looks to the inside, tries to rotate his way through. He's got a drive on Reimer. Reimer deep down into the corner, trying to hold him at bay. Muscles back around the outside. Can she do it? She still got it. All on the heels of the 57 car. Seavey watching Larson recede off into the distance as Kyle continues to work 4 in the fluff down at turn number 3 and 4 and turn number 1 and 2. Way higher down at the far end of the racetrack as he hits turn number 3. Look at that line on the high side. Ain't nobody else trending around up there. As Larson across the line. Boom. 8 laps to go that time by. Here's your second position, trailing by 3.096 seconds to the race leader. As Seavey starting to throw a little caution to the wind, getting wild and woolly down on that inside line for the 57 car. As he bebops his way around Placerville Speedway. It is a bold one down on the inside. Just a tick away from biking that thing up and going out of control as Larson's in heavy lap traffic out ahead. Kofoid still holding down P3. Reimer's right there, as is Avedissian. 2 ladies side by side out of turn number 2, right down to 67K. Here comes Taylor Reimer down on the inside, challenging for that 3rd and final podium spot. She'll sling it into turn number 1 one more time. Down on the inside, Seavey, a little bit of a sitting duck. As Reimer able to get around to 67K. Buddy back to the inside now. Avedissian looks out wide. 71 car hoists it up and fires it onto the front straightaway. Tremendous tussle. There's a shot in the shorts for Kofoid. Take that, says Reimer. Here goes Avedissian on through. Checked up to 25K just enough for Avedissian to clear. And now she goes to work on Buddy Kofoid down into turn number 1 and 2. Rides the rim for that number 3 spot. She's got it. She's got it down into turn number 3. Man, that went quickly. Kyle Larson picks up the win. He's quickly up and out of the race car. How about it, race fans? Kyle Larson.
No matter how many times you witness it, Kyle Larson's late race heroics never fail to completely mesmerize the senses. At California's Placerville Speedway, the Elk Grove Californian once again dazzled down the stretch as he charged from his 16th starting position to the front of the pack in the longest distance midget race of the year, the Hangtown 100. Although Larson's time spent behind the wheel of a midget is fewer and far between these days with all his other obligations, this was one he coveted. And of course, winning never becomes old hat, even for Larson.
1K of Larson throws him back into what is now a meaty mix. Coming out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Logan Seavey's right there on the tail of Golubic. He'll sling a slider down in the corner. Look out, Larson bobbles. High side of the racetrack, back into that car, hopped up as he caught a clod in the 1K car. And my goodness, that could have went horribly awry. I'm looking for the race leader, Justin Grant, down the back straightaway. He hustles into turn number 3, and we got one up and over almost. She did do a full roll. Just caught it out of the corner of my eye. So on Taylor Reimer, the Yahoo 25K car was up and over and brings out the red flag. Working just a tick lower than Justin Grant, trying to bring some momentum into play, and here it comes. Watch him down into turn number 1 and 2. Gonna be the move this next time. Out of the corner he comes, backs out of the throttle. This is it. Slide job for the race lead. powers up into the cushion. Grant trying to turn him back down the inside. Seavey goes to the number 1 spot. Justin Grant back to second. Oh, we got 2 up and over on the back straightaway. That pass may not stick. Chase Johnson involved back there in the 31 car. It's a replay coming up here on Flow Racing. You see she was just kind of slow down the back straightaway, and Chase just no place to go. Grant trying to get down in there and an angle of attack for the number 2 car. Meanwhile, Larson's going to be able to run to third. Deep down into the corner. Slide job, grab the binders, punch it into the cushion, and around Golubic goes the 1K car. Shane trying to come back down the inside. Larson says, nay, not today. Keeps that baby in that number 3 spot. Golubic shuffle back to 4th on the field, and Seavey up front is once again off and running. Receding into the distance, as the case may be, down into the corner with 13 laps remaining. Larson now going to go to work on the number 2 car. No doubt about it. He grabs some knobs there under that caution. He'll throw a slider on Grant. Grant tries to turn it back to the inside. Not going to be able to get there that time. So he'll run it down into turn number 1. Larson up to P2. Rolled off his bad boy back in the number 16 starting spot. Can he run down? Logan Seavey up front. Down to the corner we go. Justin Grant kind of hump and hub down on the inside. Larson right back to the cushion for the 1K car. Down to back chute. Deep into the corner for Golubic. 17W up across the 2 car. He'll try to get the number 3 spot away. Grant not going to let him go easily. He slides back down to the inside. Grant back into 3rd on the field. And actually got the door propped open for Carson Macedo. Macedo coming up. Contact with Golubic. Golubic slips up through. Grant was waiting on it. May not be quick enough back to the throttle to hang on to P3 for now as Golubic slips on through and the caution comes out. Taylor Reimer, unfortunately, kicked up onto the dirt bank on the back chute, and I don't know what happened there, but she's coming up now with the race car. Punches the throttle. We're back underway, and Larson's got a good restart. So he'll look to the outside, down into turn number 1 and 2, and down the back straightaway. Here it comes, run down low. Seavey trying to protect on the slide job, lets him sweep on through, drops the nose. He'll look back down to the inside, drag race. Larson's got P1. Shuts the door on Seavey. Seavey trying to hang tough. Golubic going to come to play in the 17W car. Deep into 3. Seavey, slide job for the race lead. Bobble out of Larson. Golubic's in the mix. Oh, back to the P1 spot for the 1K car. Seavey's right there. Golubic's not out of the mix just yet. 3 car tussle down into 3. Down on the inside. Seavey trying to run off some distance. Larson protected on the slider. Rolls across now with 5 laps to go. A handful remain. And those top 3 cars getting out away from the field. Larson stretches his legs on him. Hustles it out of turn number 4 and down to front straightaway. Into turn number 3. White flag coming out. Golubic trying to put pressure on Seavey. Seavey a slip of the grip. Gap opens up to the 1K car. Kyle Larson. Larson. Placerville Speedway's home track picked up the inaugural Hangtown 100. He rolls back in here and becomes the first 2-time winner. Checkered flag for Kyle Larson. He'll double up this weekend. He'll double up on the Hangtown 100. How about it, race fans? Kyle Larson.
After what transpired during his most recent visit to California's Merced Speedway last November, Spencer Baston felt he had some unfinished business to attend to. He led all but the final 5 laps in his conquest the previous year after watching his Dyson Motorsport teammate win the night before. At the conclusion of 30 laps, the series returned to the High Bank quarter-mile dirt oval. The Lebanon, Indiana racer put the finishing touches on a task that had eluded him a full year ago at the very same venue.
There you go. Time to drop the hammer. Got to change it up a little bit. Got to do this 2 days in a row. That threw you off, didn't it? Good start down on the inside into the number 1 spot. Here's Spencer Mason. Here comes Miller back down low. The 97 car slips on through. Crossover move. Mason's going to lead that lap around there for the 98U car. Got him by about 26 thousandths of a second. So hustles up and over goes Gavin Miller. Got into the wall, and that is a vicious tumble down the back straightaway. That front end caught, pulled that over, rode up the wall, and at that point, it was all over. Just got out of the race car, race fans. Give him a big round of applause. That was a slobber knocker of a tumble back there, and I'm sure he got his bell rung on that for sure as you see him walking down behind the truck. And, man, up front, Spencer Mason's race to start. He punches the throttle. We're back underway. Look at him splitting down in the corner. Tanner Carey down on the inside. Holding down that number 2 spot into turn number 3. And it looks like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all trying that low line. Here comes Dason Pursley now. The number 19 car got a good drive to the inside of Love. Jesse works the rim out of turn number 2 and down the back chute. Giving it to what for down into turn number 3 as well. Good battle taking place back behind as Emerson Axum's trying to hold off Buddy Kofoid. 67K car started back in that number 5 spot. Now's got P3 away from Axum. Eric holding down that number 2 spot pretty well as Kofoid lets it slip up off the bottom, finds some traction in the middle of the racetrack. Now fires it deep into turn number 3. Axum trying to follow these tire tracks. Meanwhile, back behind, the 84 car continues to hold off. The challenge is a Thorson, but now Logan Seavey's throwing his hand into the mix. So he looks down the inside. Thorson chops across the snoot of the 57 car. That slows up Seavey down into turn number 3. It'll cost him some time on the front straightaway. So we're running deep into turn number 1. Trying to find some room to roam around that 88 car. Up to the back bumper he goes. Watch Logan Seavey in the 57. He's a tick quicker in the 88. Just cannot figure out a way to get around that hot rod just ahead. So he grabs the binders, pokes the nose down low, and here comes Seavey's going to rotate and motivate around the middle of the racetrack onto the front straightaway. Got Thorson picked off. Now we'll set his sights on Jesse Love. Thorson trying to come back. It ain't going to happen for him because Logan Seavey is bad fast. Ain't no doubt about it. And he's still got 19 laps to run down your race leader up front, which incidentally is still Spencer Baston, who now has half a straightaway advantage over Tanner Carrick. He's going to pull a slider on Tanner Thorson. Thorson kept it hustling on the high side, however, and hangs on to position for now. And Seavey, one more shot at Love up front. There it is, a little drive out across the racetrack. Now he's got the spot away from the 84 car. He'll go down low to protect on the slider. As he and Mason have been duking it out, now Spencer slips on through. Carrick close within about half a second with 2 laps to go. Not sure if it's close enough to get the job done. We'll see the white flag this next time coming out of the corner. Kofoid might be able to find second away from Carrick as he rides off the rim. White flag is out, and this is it. Final voyage of velocity for Spencer Baston. Got the roll for the pole here tonight. Kept his foot to the 10. Worked it around the racetrack as Kofoid goes after second, but Spencer Baston picks up the win on night number 1 of Midget Madness at Merced. Up and out he comes, race fans. Pay him off. Night number 1, Midget Madness at Merced goes to Lebanon, Indiana racer Spencer Baston.
As if Logan Seavey's USAC National Midget season couldn't get any better, one night after clinching his second career USAC National Midget Championship, Seavey made for certain that the race was in the refrigerator, the door was closed, the light was out, the eggs were cooling, the butter was getting hard, and the jello was jiggling.
He fires it off. Takes a pass at us there to break starting camp. Boy, that thing just leaps out away from the field. Instantly, he's got about a 4-car length advantage into the corner. We'll see if he can hang on to it. As here comes Timms down on the inside. Moves on through. Little slide job on the 71 car, and Evidician back on the attack. And caution, a red flag coming out, giving him an opportunity. Do a little tune-it under hot rods. As look out, Timms gets into the wall on the back straightaway. That allows Grant to slip on through for the number 2 car and work his way up into what is now 6th on the field. Up front, challenge for your race lead momentarily. It's the 57 able to show the nose. As here comes Seavey down on the inside's got a good run. He'll pivot his way into the number 1 spot. Andreotti shuffle back into second on the field now. Kofoid down on the low line, that 67K. Running and gunning. He'll try to run down at least that number 2 position. Andreotti goes hot down onto the back bumper and says, hello, how you doing? Down into the corner. Seavey will slip out away. Grant working on Kofoid for the number 3 spot back behind. Good battle right there as well as Grant's got a good turn down low and he'll slide into the number 3 spot. Right out across the nose of the 67K car. Now he'll set his sights on Andreotti, who lost his grip on Seavey up front. Seavey goes top shelf. The Abacus Racing number 57 car. Say duke it out right behind Andreotti. Meanwhile, Seavey all by his lonesome up front. Kofoid down low. Works out across the racetrack. Grant can't get it back away from him again. As Kofoid now moves into 3rd on the field. Grant shuffle back to 4th. Macedo throws another slider to Evidician. She shuffled back a spot back behind. Their slide job's back behind. 3 wide racing around the racetrack, and I can't tell you where to look. Holy hot mama, is this place juiced up? It is a beautiful surface for the North American National Midget Series. 3 wide out of turn number 2. Slide job city galore. Andreotti trying to hold off Kofoid. That battle taking place for the number 2 spot. Seavey, meanwhile, is just doing his own thing out front. 57 just humming around this racetrack, putting the lap spot on the wayside with 6 to go that last time by. One's around and a caution flag comes out. The Abacus Racing number 57 car punches the throttle. We're back underway. Just a handful if you're from West Virginia. There's Andreotti down on the inside. Showed the numbers to Seavey. Seavey not impressed. Look at this two-car slider up across the racetrack on Kofoid. Justin Grant and Jade Avedissian teamed up to take down the 67K car. Now he's under attack out of Macedo. Macedo caught to the outside. Kofoid trying to come back down on the inside of Avedissian. She'll work it down through the 71 car as now Justin Grant looks around the outside. Andriotti can't get there. Andriotti shuts the door in his face. 3 wide out of 2. 3 wide into 3. Slide jobs up across the racing surface. Still 3 wide out of turn number 4. Up front, Seavey is gone. 3 laps to go, and Grant, Zakasha comes out. He's about to finish off in grand fashion. Here's the green flag. We're back underway around the top shelf, down into 1 and 2. Flying Ryan Timms getting around Kofoid. Kofoid, the 67K car, deep into turn number 3. He'll ride the apron, sling it up across in front of Andriotti. Got to number 3, spot away with a bold move down into the corner. Meanwhile, Jade Avedissian chasing after the 67 car of Timms as they roll out of the corner. Up front, Justin Grant got a look at the 57. White flag comes out. Final trip around. We're still side by side. 3 wide down into the corner. 57 of Seavey's going to stretch his legs. Down into 3, out of turn number 4. Midget Madness of Merced, night number 2 goes to the national champ Seavey. 2023 just keeps getting better for Logan Seavey. Let him hear ya.
Kyle Larson has few equals when it comes to Turkey Night Grand Prix success over the years, and in the season finale at California's Ventura Raceway, that fact remained true to form. Larson punctuated the 2023 USAC National Midget season by becoming just the second driver in the 82-year history of the legendary race to win it at least 4 times, joining the great Ron Schumann.
Elbows up, working that 8W car down into the corner. Spencer Basin trying to put him by the wayside, and that opens up the door now for Larson. Look out, they'll come together out turn number 2. Larson came up, got his right rear into the Nerf bar on McDermott, picked him off, now goes to work on Baston as Baston slides down, tries to slam the door in his face, and throws the slider on Weedham in the 81 car. As Larson methodically picking him off on that low line, now slips up high for the 1K, 3 wide coming out of the corner. Seavey cannot clear lap traffic. He is stuck behind Facinto in the number 14. That's your 23rd position on the racetrack. Seavey dodges down to the inside. Try something to get around Facinto. As Tim slings it down into the corner. He'll ride the high line. Here comes the run at your race lead. Up to the back bumper. Beep, beep. I'm here to compete. Slide job into turn number 1. Seavey tried to turn him back to the inside. Scrub speed. And Timms goes to the point for the number 67. Just ambushed him down at that end of the racetrack. And now Timms catches the cushion. He gets squirreled up. Here comes Seavey down to the inside now. Slide job out of the 57 car. Timms stalls it. Oh, my goodness. Seavey going to keep him up on the high side. Ride that rim all the way onto the front straightaway. And hustle down into the corner. Larson to the inside. Not enough momentum to make a pass on a slide job. He's going to do it just with pure brute force as he muscles around Seavey. Slides up to take the lane away, and he goes to the P1 spot for the 1K car. Seavey will battle back deep down into turn number 1 and 2. Trying to rock and roll his way onto the back straightaway, but Larson, good drive coming off the bottom. That lane's just too tough. Here comes Seavey with a short slider. Saw it wasn't going to happen. He checked out of it and settles himself back into the clutch as a Basin, and there goes Corey Day slipping through. Got a twofer down the front straightaway, and Day goes from 12th to 2nd now for the number 4 car. Good drive going on for Corey Day as he's making something happen on the bottom of turn number 3 and 4. Seavey shuffle back into 3rd. Basin to his outside. Carson Macedo, his teammate, has run down that battle now as he follows down into the corner. Everybody tapping the binders and looking for a lane to run. As look out, Basin caught the cushion. Seavey wanders around like a lost child, gets into Carson Macedo. Macedo slips through. Now here comes Wiedemann down on the inside. 81 car able to get back around. Boy, she is hot and heavy action taking place back in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and the rest of the field. Meanwhile, outside, deep run into the corner for Carson Macedo. Continues to work on Corey Day. Day back into the number 2 spot that time across. Spencer Basin will let her eat down into turn number 1 and 2. Bottom lane, you can see it's starting to get a little black down there on the inside. Takes some rubber. There's a lot of traction for action. Unfortunately, at some point, that outside lane's not going to be able to keep up. It's going to be a slow, methodical process from here on out to the end of this one with 48, soon to be 47 laps remaining. for Larson into 1K cars. Corey Day starting to peak wide for the number 4. We got contact just ahead, and Eid unfortunately stopped on the racetrack. So yeah, look to the inside of Macedo. That last time comes up and gives a little tap on the bumper down into turn number 3, and I believe Bason's not going to cut Macedo any slack. So again, he pokes the nose up to the inside. Can't quite make the pass on it, but Macedo knows he's got some heavy company. No, Bason's off the pace. Well, biscuits. 5 laps to go. A handful remain that time by. Corey Day has got to get close to that 1K car. As Larson's starting to get a little cushion of comfort. Room to work with. He can bobble, and it won't cost him on this one. Macedo got a good restart for the 99 AU. Got to remember the tires as well. A lot of laps put by the wayside for the racers up front. Those top 3 out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Day closing. A slow, methodical pace now within a car length out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Larson out front, and now 2 laps to go this time by. Corey Day is right there on the back bumper. Can he get around Kyle Larson? He'll race with him out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Taps the binder, sets himself up. He's waiting. The white flag comes out. It's the final trip around. Corey Day has got to attack. Make the move on Larson. Larson skips out away from him. The 1K car picked up the Hangtown 100. He picks up the 82nd running of the Turkey Night Grand Prix. Corey Day goes second. Carson Macedo rounds out the top 3. And picking up his 4th Turkey Night Grand Prix, Kyle Larson.
Logan Seavey and Abacus Racing were untouchable throughout much of the year and landing his 2nd career USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. In all, Seavey led the series in most every major category with 214 laps led, as well as 21 top 5s and 24 top 10s and 27 starts. He's now a 2-time USAC National Midget Champion, and his team is a first-time series titleist.
Yeah, it's just trying to get your confidence back and getting, in cars that you're comfortable in and have speed, and obviously, to kick it off with the Chili Bowl this year is as good as you could start the year. It's the biggest race on our schedule for midgets, and to go win that's a great way to kick the year off. So certainly not doesn't hurt anything when you can go win a race like that. But then to come out here and get in this car and like I said, just have good chemistry with our guys and really just have speed every night. It's really, really cool. And like I said, it's just about confidence and knowing when I strap in this thing that we got a shot. And that's what it takes. Once you lose that, it's tough to get it back. But like I said, the Chili Bowl, I'm sure, was huge to get that back. And then, we started the year really well. And just never really slowed down. Sometimes you get up and you could fall down quick and lose it, but we kind of got up and stayed up all year. So just had a blast all year. Like I said, it's just so much fun racing with these guys, and that certainly helps. So hopefully we can carry momentum into next year. Yeah, I didn't know. Like you said, after the last year and a half, I didn't really have any desire to go midget racing. I was going to be focused on our sprint car stuff and go from there. But they wrote me into this midget deal, and obviously I'm having a lot of fun and enjoying it now. So certainly helps to keep you going and keep you excited about midget racing. And like I said, it was not on my top of the list to go try to race for a midget championship, but to come out here and have the speed we have, obviously it makes it a lot easier. And once you start having fun again, certainly makes going to the races a lot easier, and having success doesn't hurt either. So like I said, it's just been fun. Everyone's having a good time, and certainly helps when your results are as good as they've been this year. Yeah, exactly. I think we got their first top 5 out here on this swing last year, and now to have, I don't even know, 20-something top 5s and 8 wins, and like I said, just putting some big checks up on the wall for John. That's what he's been talking about all year, and we've been able to do that pretty consistently throughout the year. So, now I feel like I'm far enough along to where I'm getting better about, able to communicate with Kirk and Johnny about what I need in the car, and not scared to, throw my opinion out there and tell them what I need, or if they make a change that I don't like, they'll listen to me and go back on it, or change something, even though, even if I throw it out there that, let's try this or that, or whatever. I feel like I know what I need in the car, and especially just throughout the year, I've gotten even better at it, just knowing what feels right for me and what makes me able to run the car as hard as I need to. These midget races are no joke. If you're not comfortable to run 99% every lap, these guys will eat you up. So it's tough. You got to run really hard all the time, and if your car's not good, you can't do that. So I'm at the point where I feel like I'm confident enough in myself that I know what I need, and I feel like I can, help Kirk and Johnny make the right decisions. And usually they're pretty dang close, and we're on the same page anyway. But there's been a few times where they wanted to go one way and I wanted to go the other way, and they usually back me up and will go with me, and it's been working so far.
Capturing the title by a whopping 280 points made it the largest title-winning margin in the series since Bobby East nearly 2 decades earlier in 2004. It all came after they found themselves mired 6th in the standings, 110 points out of the lead in June. But their run of 22 consecutive top 10 finishes to end the season sealed the deal and tied Jason Leffler's series record set in 1997, the very same year Seavey was born. Just a few years earlier, Gavin Miller stood on the stage at USAC's Night of Champions as a decorated quarter midget racer. Now, the 6-time USAC quarter midget champ has made a name in the USAC National Midget Scale by becoming the first Pennsylvanian to win a series feature since Steve Buckwalter 13 years ago. Miller's win at Bloomington and an 8th place finish in the standings propelled the Allentown, Pennsylvania racer to becoming just the 3rd Keystone State native to receive recognition as the Max Pappas Innovations Bob Stroud USAC National Midget Rookie of the Year after John Andretti in 1983 and Andrew Laser in 2019.